In the world of compact SUVs, two names rise above the noise, two legends that dominate streets, families, and dreams alike. On one side, the Mazda CX-5, sleek, artistic, the car that whispers luxury without the luxury price tag. On the other side, the Toyota RAV4, tough, practical, and wildly popular, the model that seems to be parked on every suburban street in America. But these two aren't just vehicles, they're ideologies. Mazda is emotion-driven engineering, Toyota is bulletproof reliability, and when their worlds collide, only one can emerge as the king of comfort, performance, and real-world value. This isn't just a spec sheet comparison, this is a full-throttle showdown of heart versus logic, grace versus grit, the CX-5 versus the RAV4. Let's start where every decision begins. First impressions. The Mazda CX-5 doesn't just arrive, it glides. Its sculpted bodywork, flowing lines, and purposeful stance give off an energy that feels more Italian than Japanese. With Mazda's Kodo design philosophy, it was crafted not just to move people, but to move you. The front fascia is aggressive but elegant. The rear curve suggests movement even when it's standing still. The paint quality, especially the iconic Soul Red Crystal, looks like it belongs on a car 3 times the price. And then there's the RAV4. Toyota's design has come a long way, now bold and rugged, clearly inspired by off-road ambitions. The RAV4 doesn't try to flirt with you, it tries to intimidate the terrain. Big, blocky grille, squared edges, a more upright posture that says, "I'm here to last." It lacks the CX-5's polish, but it doesn't care. It's built like a tool, not a sculpture. Open the doors, and the contrast deepens. Step into the Mazda CX-5, and it immediately feels like you're inside something special. The materials are refined, soft-touch leather, real stitching, intuitive dials with just the right weight. The layout is clean, understated, almost European. It doesn't shout, it invites. The infotainment screen is tucked neatly into the dash. The rotary dial on the center console gives you that classic mechanical feel. It's modern, but with a nod to analog. Even the way the vents click when you move them feels deliberate. Mazda has created a luxury light experience without the luxury badge. Then there's the RAV4's interior. Functional? Absolutely. Durable? Without question. But refined? Not exactly. Toyota prioritizes usability over indulgence. The buttons are big and tactile, great with gloves. The infotainment system is straightforward, if not flashy. It's a car built to be used and abused by families, adventurers, and everyone in between. There's more cargo space than the CX-5, and rear seat passengers get slightly more legroom too. It's the interior equivalent of a hiking boot. Practical, protective, and built to last. But it doesn't exactly seduce you. Now, let's talk about what happens when the rubber hits the road, where the CX-5 begins to show its true DNA. Unlike most compact crossovers, the Mazda CX-5 drives like it was tuned by someone who still cares about driving. The steering is sharp. The suspension is tight but forgiving. You feel connected, planted. Mazda's G-Vectoring Control Plus system subtly adjusts torque to help you carve corners with elegance. It's not a sports car, but in a world of numb crossovers, it might be the closest thing to one. And then there's the available turbocharged engine, a 2.5-liter inline-4 that delivers up to 256 horsepower and 320 lb-ft of torque on premium fuel. That's not just good for a compact SUV. That's hot hatch territory. You'll feel the difference when you merge, pass, or simply decide to have fun on a winding road. It's not about numbers, it's about feel. And Mazda delivered. Compare that to the Toyota RAV4, and you get a different kind of experience. The standard 2.5-liter engine offers 203 horsepower. Respectable, but not thrilling. The ride is stable, composed, and slightly firmer than expected. The steering is less precise. You can sense the RAV4 was engineered to not make mistakes, but not necessarily to spark joy. It's predictably reliable, that's its superpower, but you won't exactly be taking the long way home. That said, Toyota's hybrid and prime models are where things get interesting. The RAV4 Hybrid blends performance and fuel economy with near-perfect balance. It's quicker off the line than the gas-only model, and it delivers up to 40 mpg combined. Then there's the RAV4 Prime, the plug-in hybrid beast with with 302 combined horsepower and a 0-60 time of around 5.7 seconds. That's faster than a Volkswagen GTI, yes, seriously. And with up to 42 miles of all-electric range, the Prime is a commuting dream. If you're focused on efficiency and speed, this is the RAV4 at its peak. Mazda doesn't yet offer a hybrid CX-5 in the US, and that's a problem, for now. On the tech side, both vehicles offer adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and all the advanced safety features we've come to expect. But there's a slight difference in philosophy. Toyota gives you Toyota Safety Sense across nearly every trim, even the base models. Mazda includes most safety tech too, but its infotainment system, while beautiful, can feel slightly dated and less intuitive to first-time users. Yes, but only via cable on older models, whereas newer RAV4s offer wireless connections on higher trims. The Mazda CX-5 is for someone who still cares about the drive, someone who wants to feel good behind the wheel, to look back at their car when they park it, to enjoy the little moments. It's not just a tool, it's a partner in motion. Mazda builds cars for people who hate boring cars, even if they need something practical. The Toyota RAV4? It's for the planner, the long-term thinker, the person who wants to buy a car once and drive it for 15 years without thinking about it. It's the safe choice, and not in a bad way. It's backed by decades of bulletproof reliability, strong resale value, and one of the most efficient hybrid systems in the game. If you want a crossover that does everything well enough for a long time, you want a RAV4. So, who wins? It depends on who you are. If you value style, handling, luxury feel interiors, and you still love to drive, the Mazda CX-5 is a hidden gem that punches above its weight. If you value practicality, long-term durability, fuel economy, and peace of mind, the Toyota RAV4 is the reigning champ for good reason. But here's the twist. We're living in an era where practicality and personality don't have to be enemies. And if Mazda drops a hybrid CX-5 soon, the war might get a whole lot more interesting. Until then, the CX-5 remains the heart's pick, the RAV4 the head's pick, and the road, it's yours to choose. Want more brutally honest car comparisons like this? Hit that like button. Subscribe so you don't miss the next showdown. Drop a comment. Are you Team Mazda or Team Toyota? And if you're driving either one, tell us, how does it really feel behind the wheel? Because sometimes the most important spec is how a car makes you feel.